Backwards cross-stepping is not something I've spent too much time on. Most of my effort is spent getting to the nose, so getting off the nose has always been an afterthought. In this video, I'm going to cover the top 2 mistakes most longboarders make, including myself, and I also went out for a session to see if I can improve it all. I did some bad things, but I also did some really good things, so we'll analyze all of it. Mistake number 1 is leaning too far back. Whether you're cross-stepping backwards or forwards, your upper body should stay in the same position. That means you shouldn't be leaning forwards if you're cross-stepping to the nose, and you also shouldn't be leaning backwards if you're cross-stepping to the tail. Just watch any pro longboarder and you can see how they keep their posture whether they're going forwards or backwards. Now, before we get into mistake number 2, let me just give you a quick tip that'll help if you're a new surfer and you're just starting to learn how to get back off the nose. This is called the 2-step back technique given to me by Ben Considine. You basically take your first step back and then use that back foot to pivot yourself into a stable surfing position. In a normal backwards cross-stepping routine, your upper body would stay fairly upright. However, with the 2-step back technique, your upper body ends a little bit more forward, which can give you a little extra stability in a tough section. This also works well if you're late getting off the nose, like I usually am. Mistake number 2 is feeling that cross-stepping backwards is just impossible. When we know something is hard, we'll tend to tense up when we're trying to do it. That's why when you're trying to attempt backwards cross-stepping or any new maneuver, you have to go in loose and with full confidence. You have to just get in that zone and pretend you're a professional surfer.
Let me into my zone. Let me into my zone. Let me into my zone. Please don't let me in. Yeah. Gon' play that. Take you down, I'ma say that. Might need me a couple dollars. Telling you now this payback. So I take that. Ask them now what say that. I've been going to the top and I got what they not, so I know that they hate that. But I'm on now. All these lanes gonna zone now.
Alright, that was a little over the top, but if you go into a new maneuver with that type of confidence and maybe that song playing in the back of your head, you'll be surprised what you could do. Now, I tried to transition from the 2-step back technique to just taking 4 continuous steps back. In the past, I've been very timid when trying this, and you'll see in a second what happened when I just decided to go for it. Met up with Gilad on this unusually warm day. I didn't expect much with the waves, but it ends up being one of the better days of the year.
That is so creepy. What if I'm
an Israeli spy? At least your car is clean.
You actually are doing moves of paparazzi. 70 degrees! 70 degrees!
Wow, it's nice, huh? I don't know necessarily if I have the best spot, but I checked like 3 or 4 spots.
Wow, it's windy.
Are these surfers?
Out there?
No.
No, those are ducks.
Oh, I was like, they're far.
Those are ducks. They might be surfing, but they're ducks.
It's a strange world we're living in. The space
Started off the day with some extra ugly cross-stepping. I didn't even want to put this wave in the video, but you gotta show the bad with the good sometimes.
It's a brave world we're living in. Seeing sparks in dark places.
It took me a while to even get the chance to cross-step back, but I just didn't care because the waves were so good.
Now that we're far, I see you closer. Now that we're not talking, I know you better. When we get out of this, I want to.
I was pretty happy with this board setup. My last step to the nose was a little too big, but I ended up getting this nice little squatting hang 10. And then right behind me, Gilad absolutely killed it on this wave.
It's a limbo state of mind, low, high, a fine line, willing fate to take a backseat. Our hearts are intertwined.
This was one of my first chances at some back steps.
Feeling
Now, before I started cross-stepping back, I already had the cutback in my mind. I focused less on the cross steps and more on my positioning, which led to a quick reset-up of the board.
talking, I know you better.
Now, the wave ended up fizzling out, but this is definitely one of the best cutbacks I've ever done, and all it took was a little planning and looking where I wanted to go. I also probably should have held out for that wave behind me.
When we get out of this, I want to hold you closer. When we recover, will we remember each other?
Obviously not much planning went into this one.
I want to hold you closer. When we recover, will we remember each other?
Now here's one wave where I did take all 4 steps back at the same time. You can tell I was only focused on the cross-stepping, hence I just lost the wave because I had no plan. I was also once again very timid and didn't really go for it. Now here's me going for it, but it's still just the 2 steps back. And finally, a completed 4 steps back with a cutback. The takeaway from today is how important it is to look where you want to go, no matter which maneuver you're doing, whether it's a turn or even just cross-stepping. Looking at your feet, looking at your board, it actually makes the maneuver harder. Confidence goes a long way when it comes to cross-stepping, but if you practice the drills in this next video and combine that with confidence, you're going to be on your way to some smooth cross-stepping. And don't forget, in your next session, just go for it.
'Cause I'm back in my zone now.